She is currently thinking about you. Her fingertips may be on a screen. Indolent, but she's thinking about you, the man she ceased communicating with, the person she left on read, the one to which she did not respond. She looks at her phone more than she acknowledges. She plays back your chats in her. She watches and stalks your stories. She misses the stillness in which your life unfolds. She refuses to utter it, but it has nothing to do with your lack of merit. It is entirely related to what she has been conditioned by society to believe. Since her pride serves as a barrier, and her test is quiet. This video will take the wall down completely if you're a man weary of pursuing women who reply just when you're not there, if you're finished being perplexed by conflicting signals, the emotional roller and chilly shoulders coaster. You should remain here till the end, and her stillness will never be seen by you again. Once more, you've been misled regarding admiration for women and their strength. A man seems, as most men are instructed to, be expressive and emotionally available, susceptible unless they are discarded. You were instructed to make that attempt to get her. Demonstrates love but lacks appreciation for effort. Is pursuing a woman who is weak, and pulling away is a sign of insecurity, not love. Your purpose is not to become more acceptable to her feelings. You're here in order to return to your role as a guy with calmness, purpose, and self-respect, so profound that no taciturn approach can. I'll lead you through breaking you. Precisely why she appears aloof and apathetic, and, more crucially, what, as a grounded, masculine man, you have to. Each piece of advice I offer in this video is a weapon for your thoughts, and if you use it, won't ever be influenced emotionally. Once more, I swear that's why she pulls. When a lady begins to distance herself, when she slows down her tone in texts, grows colder, or she abruptly turns into, your instinct is emotionally inaccessible. Perhaps she has lost interest, that she's conversing with another person, that you made a mistake, but the truth is that the majority of guys seldom discover is much more intricate and much more potent. She doesn't always care that much. On the contrary, she is more concerned about. She is afraid of what she can manage, due to the fact that caring entails risk. Becoming a woman entails granting emotional authority, something that society advises a woman to. Never allow this fear to silence you. And this quiet becomes perplexing. She becomes quiet for you, not because she doesn't think of you, but because she thinks about you all the time. Replays your most recent study conversation. Your final response examines the tone too much. Questions whether or not she talked too much. Sufficient, but she refuses to contact. As a result of her moving on, but because the one thing she believes in is pride, is louder than her and defends her heart. She longs for him because she believes he will text, yet simultaneously she's dying to hear from you. The battlefield is that is the emotional tug-of-war in her soul. Ego on one side, but both on the other. Neither pulling nor giving up is necessary. Women's emotions can be seen through their mask. Indeed, but they are also exceptionally using such feelings strategically. She may be spending the night sitting by myself in bed, holding her mobile in her conversation. Your name glowed. She might place her thumb over your name, start typing, and open the chat. Hey, go back to the beginning. I'm missing you. Pause and delete. Nothing is communicated. She, frustrated, he tosses the phone aside. Not at you, but at the reality of. She desires to be the one to shatter. She wants to get in touch initially, but believes she will lose that if she does. She will transfer authority, and in her mind, regardless of how much she likes you, you believe she's about to make a deadly move, disregarding you, but in reality, she's She is putting herself to the test to determine if she can win the game that she hasn't acknowledged. What does she do when she's playing? Rather, she shares the selfie on social media. She leaves with a phrase about independence. Your pals, and ensures it's noticeable. She hopes you will see all she posts. She wants to appear as though she's doing well as. Without you, she glows as if she doesn't. Impacted, but behind that facade of a lady who is indifferent hopes that you're impacted, wishing you're hoping as you watch. You sense her absence just as she does. Own, and this is what you have to recognize, that this is not a sign of weakness for a man. It's programming and wiring. Centuries of indoctrination that have been handed down to a woman who pursues a man, she explains, will be left behind by a woman who appears to. Many things will be assumed, thus even when her heart implores her to connect, her apprehension about coming over as desperate will, not because she doesn't want to be heard, but appreciate you, but she doesn't want, should stop projecting the strength she's created, so she will do all in her power to seem unconcerned, but the more work she makes an effort to seem indifferent to them, she is genuinely more disturbed. And that's, you strive to do the thing that most men miss. Decipher her behavior. Was that post about? Is she upset with you? Has she moved on? What you ought to be doing instead is nothing, is responding, pursuing, or simply observing and decoding, since your silence shifts power more effectively, more lively than any paragraph you could. The more you fight the need to fix, the more you are in her, the more. Remember that when you chase her, she doesn't miss you. When you're gone, she misses you. Doesn't consider you when you attempt to attract her attention, she is considering you. When you remain silent while still appearing to recognize that you're doing well, she may tell oneself a falsehood before she ever gives you the truth that she may share with her friends. She doesn't give a damn, but she may reassure herself that she has moved on. But every time you browse over your profile, check your name in her email each day. Moment of silence as she picks her up phone and sets it aside once more, without letting you know that's the reality, and the more she pulls, the greater your impact. Not because you don't mean as much, but because you've grown to mean more. Someone who has an impact on her ego. Someone whose lack of response causes her to wonder herself, so don't pull away when she does. Chase, don't freak out or attempt to decipher. Everything remains stable, because frequently, the most aloof woman is the one who's refusing to care as much as possible, and any man who comprehends this is aware of one. The more you value yourself, the more respectful those quiet moments are. You eventually make money from her, because her feelings are expressed in. Your masculinity is expressed in quiet. Self-control, the conflict between ego and feeling what's actually taking place within. Inside of her, a war is being waged. She is not rational or logical, but rather pride and feeling, and as a male, you're not welcome on this battleground. Merely the impetus behind it. You see her, quiet her, keep her distance, send her icy texts, and you sense that she's moving on. You feel abandoned and unwelcome, but on the inside, there is a strength and mayhem about her. Conflict between her inner reality and her socialization, her unfiltered emotions. Sincere hurting wishes to get in touch with. Send you a message to catch up and say, I wish we could talk, but I detest this stillness. Converse. However, her ego was calculatedly guarded. Ego gets obstinate and shuts everything down. Her ego is the gatekeeper of her behavior. doesn't merely talk, it gives instructions and conveys that she'll text you first if she's lost, that if she acknowledges that she is missing you. She is feeble, so if she displays vulnerability that you will mistake for granted, she isn't considering how. She is considering how much you mean to her, regarding how much authority she will forfeit if she displays it. Her pride persuades her that the first person to speak is the one who is mentally and emotionally weaker. She locks her because weakness equates to risk. Subscribe to this channel to show your support by like and commenting on your